name is David Cohen, and I'm the Director of Outbound Marketing for Grass Valley. For those of you who have not been to one of these events recently or had the chance to meet me, thank you so much for coming out. We really appreciate the support that you provide to us and to the industry and the great job that you all do covering the happenings in the broadcast world. We have an exciting program for you today, which includes not only announcements about our key solutions, but also some important strategic partnerships that we've signed recently that we'll go into more detail on, that really will help position us to really help our customers stay future ready as we move down the road. Now, when you came in, I hope you grabbed a little USB stick that has the press kit on it. If you did not, please see Keith Hevenor from our agency. He's back there waving his hand, and he'll get one to you. These releases are all live, and it's okay for you to use them for content starting immediately. We've also provided you some related images and case studies for background or for other purposes. And many of you I know already have appointments to meet with us on the stand. If you don't and you would like to, Keith is also your guy for that. And last, I know that many of you are going from one event to another, and we picked you up from one to bring you here. There is also going to be a bus or buses, I'm not sure, at least from Ross, there's going to be a bus here to pick you folks up who want to make it to the Ross event after ours. We're going to have a program that will last probably around 35 minutes, and then I will come back up and host a Q&A. We'll have some live mics walking around so you can ask your questions and be heard by everybody. So like I said, you're going to hear some stories about some key partnerships, but also about some ways that we're helping our customers overcome some challenges that they're facing. Starting off, we're really providing great flexibility and providing our customers the ability to tell a story in any format at any time in their production world. We're taking the next step with our IP story and guiding customers down the path to IP, which of course will include information about AIMS. We have some exciting announcements in the digital media world about VOT and OTT content prep. And last, we have a very exciting development in an integration with our Belden sister company, Tripwire, to help broadcasters deal with cybersecurity. So without further ado, I would love to introduce Marco Lopez, our president, and he'll take you through the majority of the program. Marco.
So there we go. I wasn't hearing myself. So thank you, everyone, and good afternoon. I really appreciate the time that you're spending with us today. I really believe that this year is going to be an extremely exciting NEB for us and also for the industry. It's really going to be a milestone event that we haven't seen for many years here at the show. And it's really all about the rapidly changing landscape that our industry is going through and that our customers are facing and the challenges they're facing due to this change. The change is coming in many different ways to them. It's coming in the evolving business models that they need to now look at. It's coming in the massive transformation and adoption of new formats and new technologies. And it's also coming in the ever-changing consumption models of how viewers at home are consuming content each and every day. All of which, and I'm sure you'll agree, is critical that we as an industry not only address the needs of today, but allow our customers through some of the innovative technologies that Grass Valley is bringing forward to make our customers future ready. Well, to start off today's presentation, I'd like to take just a few minutes to review for some of you the reasons why Grass Valley is really so excited. And that excitement really comes to how the future holds for both our customers and the broadcast industry. So first, let me begin with some of the higher level corporate strategy from our corporate company called Belden. And overall, the past several years, as we've solidified our position within the Belden family, The company itself has really cemented its strategic commitment towards the broadcast industry, not only in how it's organized, but also in the way that it's addressing the key critical markets and applications. As you see here on the slide, everything Belden does, everything that it does, revolves around mission-critical applications in moving content, whether that content be data, whether it be audio or video, to the various markets that we serve. And Belden's investment in the broadcast industry has been huge, which means stability to our end customers. The broadcast platform within Belden accounts for more than 40% of the total revenue that's generated by Belden each and every day. But more importantly, the broadcast is part of Belden's long-term strategy, working with all of us and the industry as a strategic partner for many, many years to come. Now, the scale of our organization helps us serve our customers better and gives them more confidence to be working with Grass Valley because they truly see the benefits of doing so. Not only because of the innovative products that we have, but also because we can service and support them anywhere around the world at the point of impact where they're doing business. And innovation is truly part and is a cornerstone of our long-term strategy with our customers taking advantage of the markets in this upward trend. And I'm very proud of the diligent work our engineering teams have done over the last year. And that resulted in over 21 new product launches in the last 12 months alone, yielding an ever-increasing number of patents that's part of our portfolio, while being recognized by the industry for the outstanding achievements that we've done. And that came in 2015, where we won 2 new Emmy Awards, adding to the 19 that we already have. Now, this is really, the pivotal slide of one of the key challenges that our customers are facing, and it's the acceleration of change. So here are just a key important set of historical events. 1934 was when black and white television started broadcasting. 1972 was when we finally saw color images coming to our homes every day. 2002 is when we really made that important step up in resolution by having the first HD broadcasts. Followed by 2016, this year we will have the first 4K broadcasts. And then, if our Japanese counterparts have it right, by 2020, they're saying that we will have 8K broadcasts getting into the home. So, although these are interesting historical events, or milestones, I think what's really important is the change between these milestones of our industry. It took 38 years before we had color images. It took 30 years to then really make a meaningful step up in resolution. So 68 years went by before we increased the resolution or the number of pixels that we sent to the home. It took only 14 years after that for us to get to 4K, and now, once again, if we have this right, it'll be only 4 years before we have 8K. So clearly, this acceleration of change is what's really challenging our customers, and this rate is what's forcing our customers to ask themselves many, many questions whenever they're making technology and format decisions for their business. How will they be doing these things today is meaningless. They really have to look at how it could change next year or within less than 5 years, something that they never had to worry about before. Now, the changes we're talking about take specific form when we look at how broadcast customers compete and win in this new television landscape. And Grass Valley has laid out here for NAB how we are helping them to deliver in this complex and changing landscape. So first on the very left, you have Grass Valley helps our broadcasters deliver, as Dave mentioned before, any format at any time with unmatched flexibility. It could be SD, it could be HD, it could be 6X, it could be 4K, it can be with or without HDR. It really doesn't matter. Our complete product portfolio allows them to work in any one of these formats. Now, broadcasters can follow an open path to IP, migrating their infrastructure as fast or as slowly as you want. And thanks to the leadership position that GV has taken in the development of IP standards. And that leadership position comes where Grass Valley was the catalyst of initiatives like AIMS, but as well as some of the product development like our glass-to-glass IP and GV's broadcast data center. We also improve business efficiency and meet the new challenges presented by digital media and those delivery requirements. And here at the show, we're introducing ITX On Demand, a critical product that will not only allow our customers to gain greater efficiencies, but also will allow them to open up to different business models. And with that, finally, the fourth pillar that we're showing here is that with all the virtues of moving to an IP infrastructure, there are also some important risks. And cybersecurity is a real problem that can affect our broadcast systems and the content of our broadcasters. And Belden is a leader in cybersecurity, and now we are bringing those key solutions here to the broadcast market. So let's begin first with how Grass Valley allows our customers the products to support any format at any time. So here we're showing a little bit our dream for our customers. And that is that, with the production workflow that allows you to take advantage of all these capabilities in resolution, capabilities in better pixel quality, and capabilities in distribution through digital media. Grass Valley's end-to-end production portfolio enables broadcasters the most flexibility. Higher resolution, say yes to any job, easy setups and teardowns, better storytelling through HDR, high speed, 6X, and as well 4K. Now in 2016, these dreams now start becoming realities. Now let me talk you through a little bit of these. So first of all, having the widest product portfolio for production and production environments is really important to our industry because it brings increased efficiency, flexibility, and quality of assured operations. Because these are all Grass Valley products, they've been tested, validated, and certified for guaranteed operations. So customers can come with minds wide open, knowing that we will be there with a complete end-to-end solution through the broadest product portfolio that we offer. Next, by ensuring that all of our production solutions are IP capable, we help our customers achieve several key advantages. First, the entire solution is easily integrated into an all IP infrastructure for added efficiency and performance. Second, the entire workflow is connectable using a single cable, what we have been calling 4K over one wire, instead of the cumbersome quad link, which was the current, if you will, a way of doing 4K. And new products like the GV Corona and native 4K cameras that extend your capabilities even further. So let's take a look at some of these. One of the big new announcements here at the show are the LDX 86 native series, which is the best camera now on the market, yielding incredible flexibility and utilization with our e-licensing options. Customers have all the freedom to choose between either higher native resolution, like 4K, or higher sensitivity when lighting conditions are unpredictable while using the same camera family, the same camera platform. Our approach is unique in the industry. The LDX 86N is a perfect complement to the already very powerful LDX 86 Universe family of cameras within the GV product lineup. giving broadcasters the perfect solution for any camera position in any production environment. Moreover, our solution offers unmatched storytelling capability by making each pixel look better using high dynamic range, which what we call the extended dynamic range option of our camera. Later in the presentation, I have some exciting news about a partnership that we have just forged and announced here at the show about how we're going to be collaborating to standardize HDR. Now, GV Corona is also another new product within our production switcher lineup that you'll be seeing on the show floor. It's a compact switcher with integrated GUI, unlike other compact switchers that you see on the market. This represents an exciting and innovative response to the market demand that we've been receiving from our customers that are trying to look for more compact ways of building smaller trucks or smaller studios, but while still packing all the great functionality that customers have come to know from the Grass Valley line of production switchers. Now, just to have a few proof points, Arena is a leading OB van manufacturer and builder in the UK that was looking to build a series of their largest expandable OB vans. And these needed to be state-of-the-art and future-ready to answer the needs of their customers today and tomorrow. And Arena has trusted GV's full end-to-end IP production solution for this next series of trucks. And we're really, really proud to have been selected and to be working with them for all of our production product lines. Now, clearly, if we look at the move towards IP and IP infrastructures within a broadcast environment, yes, the move has begun, but IP, we have to remember, brings some very clear benefits that I'd like to go over here. First and foremost, on the far left, addressing the pace of change that I spoke to you about earlier with an IP infrastructure that is format agnostic. As I said before, that delta between those step changes has become so short, so we need to ensure that we select an infrastructure that can be working in SD today, HD tomorrow, and it could be 8K the year after that. Now, another advantage that this brings is that we can put and pack many video signals onto one cable, again, further reducing the cost of cabling and the weight of cabling. And then a flexible and scalable architecture which allows to separate the acquisition and control function from the processing and compute platform. And finally, leveraging all the investments, the billions of dollars of R&D that are going into the off-the-shelf switching products from leading vendors like Cisco and Juniper and Huawei and Arista. We want to make sure that we bring those benefits, that investment, to our customers and to our industry. So now let's take a look at how we're helping make that transition and IP migration to our customers. Now, some customers already know about Grass Valley's great IP products. A recent key win for us was LinkedIn. And as you can imagine, this was a gratifying endorsement as they are a new customer to our industry, but have tremendous experience in building large-scale IP infrastructure. After doing their research, they have confirmed that GV was the best solution for the migration that they were doing towards IP. Now, many vendors I know are wrapping up their ability to offer solutions for IP migration. But only Grass Valley has the issue covered on so many fronts. Our glass-to-glass IP approach offers IP support across the broadest range of IP products. The GV Broadcast Data Center that you see here enables broadcasters to support IP or hybrid SDI IP workflows with the IT data center benefits. Again, we're trying to ensure that customers can migrate at their pace, at their speed. So if they still have investments in SDI infrastructure that they want to repurpose and reuse, they can do so with our IP strategy. And then our leadership position in the industry to push open standards is really paying off with an ever-growing list of adopters for the AIMS Alliance. And these adopters are not just vendors, but also now broadcasters from our industry. Now, going back to our glass-to-glass IP strategy, which is really a critical part of how we enable flexibility in production workflows. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. The true benefit of IP will be felt by broadcasters in their ability to achieve a level of flexibility and agility that previously only IT data centers could offer. Grass Valley believes this particular dream is fully a reality for broadcasters, and we call our solution the Broadcast Data Center. And as you can see here, it is at the center of our glass-to-glass IP strategy. Now, GV Node is the key broadcast data center component and builds on the foundation we at Grass Valley have already laid forward. So now, our IP strategy, and going back to what I said in the fourth pillar, which was to take advantage of those investments that are currently being made in IT infrastructures, is critical. And here, as we are all aware, some of these leading large platforms are already built on IT and IP infrastructures. And they've been proven, right? So today, you can have your Netflix subscription, you can watch as much content as you want at home, and you're not bothered by the fact that somebody could be also watching in their home, and they could be adding tens of thousands of new subscribers, and never does the system ever go down in any way, right? It's a scalable architecture. It's a proven IP architecture. However, these IP platforms do lack some very specific functionality that is critical to our broadcast customers. And this is where Grass Valley brings tremendous value. Right here at the bottom where you see the edge components. So Grass Valley has taken advantage of these IT data centers that are now so reliable and applied them to a broadcast-centric that we call the Broadcast Data Center. And really, the Broadcast Data Center comes with some very key functionality. The first is low latency distribution of all signals, whether they be video, audio, or metadata. The second is programmable processing blades to ensure that the investment our customers are making today is going to stand the test of time. As I said earlier, as we move towards IP and these new open standards, there will be new formats, there will be changes to some of the protocols as we go forward, and therefore we need to make sure that the processing engines are programmable. And then the next thing is really the vertically accurate switching that's critical in live production environments, and the possibility of doing quiet, mono-level audio switching, something that's impossible to do with an off-the-shelf IT type of platform. So these are some of the key critical advantages that we bring. And they're all housed within the GV Node processing engine that we're announcing. So GV Node, as we show here, is a product that's made by Grass Valley, designed by Grass Valley, and it combines the IP deterministic and hitless switching and routing that everyone has come to love in a broadcast environment. It enables the migration of SDI to IP, but without the limitations seen from some of the other vendors in the industry. And it becomes the ideal edge device, as I showed earlier, in any broadcast IP topology. Now, the good thing about the GV Node is that it's also backwards compatible with our Densité series of products. So you immediately get hundreds of processing devices available to you that you can now put into this GV Node frame. Now, with the highly integrated switching, processing, and monitoring of GV Node, you can typically reduce cable needs by as much as 40%. And we did the math. We actually have real customer configurations where we move now those configurations from an SDI platform to a GV node IP platform, and cabling needs have been reduced by over 40%. Moreover, you are no longer required to co-locate the compute or processing engines with where the talent is. So a perfect example of this, as we all know, studios, whether they be NBC, CBS, ABC, or others, are typically in the center of the city. So in the case of an NBC, they're right at 30 Rockefeller Center, right? Probably the most expensive real estate on the planet. And that same center has all of the processing engines as well, which is not required anymore in the IP data center model. So with our GV broadcast data center, we can move all of those processing and compute engines many miles away, right, in a real estate friendly and cost friendly environment, while the talent in the studios will remain in the glitzy area of the center of the city. Now, as well, the other big important part here with our GV node and the broadcast data center is you can rest assured that an end-to-end Grass Valley solution has been tested, and all of the products that make up this broad range of products is fully tested and validated. And lastly, we can select with our customers, based on their needs today, but also their needs of the future, the right topology. And with the right topology, we can scale that topology and grow it without having to bring down the system as the system is upgraded and scaled. Now, another really important partnership and collaboration that Grass Valley has just signed is with Cisco. So obviously, one of the leaders in the IT infrastructure market. And this comes in two forms. On the left is Cisco's virtualized IP networking and fabric solutions. And this is where Cisco is bringing that whole concept of moving the processing off-premise into locations that are more friendly and less costly, giving really that flexibility to the customer base. But as well on the right, this is a true implementation that you actually can see here on the show floor if you go to the Cisco booth or even if you come to our stand. And it's where we've integrated Grass Valley's broadcast data center with Cisco's Nexus switches for an end-to-end IP production environment. And Grass Valley continues to be at the forefront of helping the industry evolve as the industry is utilizing these new technologies and formats. This is a true live 4K production that was done at the VRT, a Belgian broadcaster. We showed this at IBC, and it will be shown again here at the show in the EBU stand for the first full IP 4K production on the planet. Now as well, we have been working, as all of you are aware, and Grass Valley and Mike Cronk that's here today have been the catalyst of creating the alliance that makes up AIMS. And as you can see, AIMS has had tremendous momentum over the last few months alone, both with broadcast vendors, but also end customers, broadcasters themselves. And I'm really happy and proud of the fact that Grass Valley and one of our competitors, as you're all aware, have been able to forge an agreement, and that was announced here during the NAB. And that agreement comes in two forms. One, it's to work with Sony so that we can further improve the open standards of IP. So Sony now will be announcing its membership to AIMS and the use of the protocols that are being promoted within the AIMS Alliance. As well, in the spirit of the collaboration, Grass Valley has committed to develop a gateway card within our GV node processor so that we can migrate customers, Sony customers, that currently have products supporting the NMI protocol. So the NMI protocol is Sony's IP protocol, and we will have a gateway that will go from NMI to the protocols that are under AIMS. And lastly, and this was the second part of the agreement, is we will be working closely with Sony so that we can further improve the standardization of HDR. So along with Sony's help, we will collaborate so that we can further bring forward the right, whether it's the logarithmic scales or other improvements for a broadcast environment, so that we can get off of this stalemate we're in right now when it comes to HDR and really improve the quality of every pixel. So again, new announcement. I know some of you have come from the Sony booth. You may have heard this, the Sony press conference. You may have heard this already, but again, we're really proud of how the two companies are working together to further improve our industry and market. All right, so that's it for my part of the presentation. I wanted to thank you all once again for coming over. I'll be available after the presentations to answer any questions. But in the meantime, I'd like to invite Scott Rose, our director of our product management team. And Scott will be speaking to you about some of the great things that we're doing when it comes to helping our customers reduce costs and monetize these digital media platforms that they're putting forward. Thank you, everyone. Scott?
Thank you. Thank you, Marco. I'm really excited to be here this afternoon to talk about the future of digital media at Grass Valley, a subject that I'm really passionate about. While we rightly focus on the key industry challenges, like the adoption of IP, we also have to look at the future of distribution. It can't have passed us by that TV consumption, the way viewers, ourselves, myself included, consume the product we call television. There are both challenges and commercial opportunities offered by this shift. So, we see that the media landscape for our customers is a complex and changing one. The customers, the content owners, the broadcasters on the left-hand side are trying to reach an ever increasing, more complex set of platforms on the right-hand side. This is adding more complexity to a very complex distribution system and set of agreements that our customers already have in place today. Our customers have actually described this to us as the VOD monster. This monster is consuming our customers' businesses. They're often running two separate organizations, a digital media team and a playout and distribution team, so that they can hit these alternate platforms. But that's really not a cost-effective way to go forward. This really needs to be one operation. So, some interesting facts we've had as we've toured and we've met with customers around the world. So, 12 is actually the number of hours it takes after the linear playout of a show to get catch-up or VOD content live on a platform. That's the average number. That's 12 hours where the very latest episode of Dancing with the Stars, where one of the celebrities has fallen over and had an amusing accident or a wardrobe malfunction, is not available on the catch-up platform. That's 12 hours of content and views that cannot be monetized. And then we have a scale problem. So we have a ratio that for every linear channel, on average, customers have 5 non-linear distribution platforms they have to hit. So the problem doesn't scale, and we've had some customers who've had a far worse ratio than this. So is the opportunity big enough for us to care about? Well, just one stat, 81% of US homes have a DVR, Netflix, or some other VOD platform and are using it to consume media. So what if a broadcaster could actually deliver content to these platforms faster, within minutes of the live playout, or for pre-recorded content, even in advance? So today, we're announcing ITX On Demand. This is a new product from Grass Valley, specifically targeted at this set of problems. It allows customers to comply with very fast, difficult SLAs to turn content around within minutes of the live show. It has a very good link with linear playouts, so you can leverage alternate graphics, alternate advertising, so you don't lose that link to a linear playout channel. It's perfectly positioned to take advantage of different kinds of processing. This isn't hardware bound, this is agnostic, so it's suited to cloud and virtualization technology. And most importantly, it allows our customers to tackle the complexity, but to monetize that content on VOD. So how do we do this? So inside ITX On Demand is a workflow. We talk about this. We looked at another industry that has to deliver something that's complex, that's of very high quality and on time every time. Otherwise, their customers leave. It's the restaurant industry. So we take an order. Not all restaurants do it perfectly, of course. We take an order, and the order is applied to a recipe. The point of a recipe is it can take a very complex dish and it can serve it up repeatedly, exactly correctly. So much so that the star chef may not even be present in the restaurant to deliver the dish he designed. We can source the ingredients. Now, we can do this from an ITX system, but we can do this from any other playout system or distribution system on the market. We then master. Mastering is different to transcoding. You'll see transcoding as our next step. Mastering is generating a fully featured playout in faster than real time, many times faster than real time, and we're showing this on the Grass Valley booth live starting from tomorrow morning. Then we transcode into the myriad of different formats, including transcoding the metadata, because every platform has its own metadata to recognize that content to help monetize it, and we can deliver that to the platforms to complete the job. So that's great, that helps tame the VOD monster, but it's an interesting concept. My favorite show, secret, don't tell anybody, is The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. It's a really good show. Now, we all know that that show was made days ago. So why are we waiting for the time of play out at 4 p.m. in the afternoon to record it off air, to feed it into servers, to chop it back up, to transcode it, to send it out for people to watch? Why not start earlier? Why not pre-pitch it? And this is one of the key features of ITX On Demand, is that we can start making that catch-up content for pre-recorded content as soon as it's ready, has passed QC, and we know what the advertising payload is. And that eats into those 12 hours. You can win those hours back. It's not quite a time machine, but it's pretty close. Now, that's great for pre-recorded content, but surely live's a lot harder. Well, actually, we can handle that too. So a live recipe contains everything you would expect, the correct spots, the correct branding, everything you would need for that live event, but we just don't have the live content yet. It hasn't happened. Well, when linked to an ITX linear playout channel, we can actually pick up that content the minute it starts. In fact, we can pick it up just 30 seconds after it starts and start to render it into that slot, into that broadcast master. That means that we can pause for commercials if it's a multi-part piece of content. We can actually work faster than real time, so we can play catch up. And we can deliver just minutes after the live show finishes. So if it was Dancing with the Stars, that content can be on air as fast as it possibly can to monetize those viewers who want to see the exciting accident that happened. Now for news, we also have a solution in the market with GV Stratus. GV Stratus has the same principle. We can take content before it airs. Stories can be transcoded, and they can then be delivered to the platforms in advance, published to websites, to apps, and to social media. And then as it airs, the combination of Ignite and GV Stratus allows the segmentation from the newsroom to be applied to the assets so it can be delivered to the platforms, and again, help customers monetize content. So for both playout and distribution and for news, Grass Valley has a powerful solution for media management. Now, we've talked about IP, we've talked a lot about IP, the industry's talking about it constantly. But when we come to look at security, many in the industry have been managing security by kind of doing this. It looks pretty good about now, but managing security as an island. Really, in the early days of Playout, as an example, schedules and playlists were the only connection into Playout. It was a closed-off building. A little floppy disk would come down with the schedule on, and that was the only bridge to the outside world. But over the years, this has changed. It's changed quite rapidly. File-based media started to be delivered the minute we got early production servers into Playout. And you could think of this as adding a bridge to that island. And not everything that comes across the bridge to my lovely island is a good thing. Graphics and metadata, particularly driven by social media, increase still further. So all the news tickers you see, all the data feeds, the stock feeds, they all require real-time IP connections into the heart of the systems that we rely on to see television. And right now, we're talking about transitioning now the very essence of broadcast, our video, in and out onto IP connectivity, probably adding the single biggest bridge onto the island. So managing this strategy as an island is kind of ridiculous now in this day and age. Now, should we be worried? Is anybody going to exploit these bridges? Well, it's already happened, so it might have been a bit of fun when somebody put on a Max Headroom mask back in 1987 and appeared in Chicago. More recently, Sony Pictures suffered a hack, and just last year, TV5 suffered an intrusion which is estimated to have cost 4.6 million euros to date in corrective action and lost revenue. And there's pictures, we've got them in some of our bigger slide decks, of the engineers where they literally pulled the Ethernet cables out in desperation to get control back of their TV station. So we need to care about it. So first of all, what are we doing? Well, working with Tripwire, Grass Valley, as the two Belden brands working together, we're starting with Playout, but this will eventually expand to all of our broadcast products. It's a three-step approach. Firstly, a blueprint to secure the network and its access. Make sure only the guys who should be in your network are in your network. Secondly, secure the specific Playout systems. Things that have an operating system, Windows, Linux, make sure they're up to date, make sure they're patched, make sure you're following best principles. And lastly, any network-connected device can be a bridge into your facility. In other industries, the printer has been the vulnerability. And you look around the facility and see how many things have an Ethernet connection on it today, you can see how big the problem could be. So by following a blueprint for Playout in this case, and then expanding to production and news, we can follow best practice in the industry. But that's not enough alone. We actually have to go further. If we actually put a blueprint in place and do the best we can, how do we make sure that something hasn't changed? And this is really where we leverage our partnership with our sister company, Tripwire. So we apply a Tripwire agent, in this case here, onto the ITX product. And the Tripwire agent is looking for anything that is unusual. This is advanced threat detection. This isn't antivirus, this isn't basic level security. This is looking for things that we don't even know are wrong. This changed, did I mean it to happen, and should I do something about it? So here at NAB, we have colleagues from Tripwire who are going to be on our booth to help guide our customers by leveraging the experience they have in working with most of the Fortune 500 companies in parallel industries. Starting with Playout, but growing to cover production and news, together Tripwire and Grass Valley, two Belden brands, are uniquely positioned to help ensure that our customers are future ready. Thank you.